morning and welcome to the regular meeting of the Board of Water and Power Commissioners. Today is Tuesday, May 28th, 2024. This proceeding is being broadcast on Channel 35. The exact broadcast times can be found by contacting Channel 35. Board of Water and Power Commissioners, please stay present for roll call. Commissioner NURIT KATZ. Present. Commissioner LEHRER. President KATZ.
Present.
Vice President MCGRAW.
Present.
Commissioner PINDER.
Present.
4 board members. A quorum is present. Mr. President.
Thank you, Shante. And welcome everyone to this meeting of the Board of Commissioners for the LADWP. Appreciate everyone being here, and we'll get right into it. Starting with what is it?
I did.
Okay. So we did that. Are there any public comments? Any speakers for public comments?
There is one public commenter. Public commenter, please be mindful that you will have 2 minutes to speak. The first public commenter is Douglas. The last initial is C.
So I'm here today to ask for a small advisory to be added to the Water Quality Report, also called the CCR report. These advisories are in the Water Quality Reports for San Francisco, Milwaukee, Austin, Texas, other cities, and the entire state of New Hampshire where there is water fluoridation. 8 years ago, the fluoride level in our water was lowered a little bit, and much of the country lowered their level substantially. The reason for lowering the fluoride level was to reduce the high rate of fluorosis in children, which has increased tremendously. Powdered infant formula prepared with fluoridated tap water gives an infant a very high daily dose of fluoride, much higher than any other age group in terms of body weight. In 2009, the CDC acknowledged this fluorosis risk and advised parents to use non-fluoridated water when preparing infant formula. Ready-to-feed infant formula is extremely low in fluoride, but WIC programs don't provide that kind of formula because it's more expensive. Toothless newborns get no benefit from fluoridated water until their teeth start to erupt at around the age of 6 months. The recommended fluoride intake level for these infants is 0.01 milligrams per day, the tiny amount that comes from breast milk. In addition to fluorosis risk, there is now evidence of harm to the developing brains of infants from high fluoride intake. There is also strong evidence of IQ loss in the children of mothers who ingest fluoride. The health and well-being of infants is more important than any reason you may be given as to why this advice should not be in the CCR reports. I have some printed information for you.
Thank you.
Got 5 copies here.
Okay, we'll take care of that, and appreciate the information.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for coming forward in the information. We appreciate it, and we'll take a look at it. As this issue seems to never quite go away, and keeps going.
And thank you for knowing the difference in WIC and how their payments and how it affects young people. Thank you very much for knowing that additional matter.
I was going to, let me make one introduction for those of you who have not met our new GM who's here for her first meeting. Shanice Quinones, welcome. We're excited that you're on board and looking forward to your tenure and all we're going to accomplish with you in the office. Do you want to make any comments? Or, I mean, I'm just happy that after a process and all the days in between, that you're still excited about doing the job. So,
yes. What did you say this morning? I'm excited you showed up on Monday. Yeah, no, good morning. Lots going on. Like you mentioned, first official board meeting for me. In this setting, lots going on in the last 8-9 days since I started the job. I spent a lot of time talking to our teams, time with the water system, power systems, the legislative LEGA team, went to the ECC, also went to the water filtration facility last week, both water and power. Lots going on the system. Met with the financial services organization, understanding what's going on from a financial perspective. Met with the legal team, know what's going on the legal aspects and other items that we have pending from rates, regulatory, you name it. There's got a lot going on. We also had our first meet and greet with our employees on May 16th. So 2 days after the first day on the job, we had a full auditorium, I think over 400 people and over 2,000 people on the call. That was well received. And just met with the union, had my first JRB with you, President KATZ. A really interesting process and a lot of good work happening between management and our union partners. From other items to report, today, LADWP is going to be at a press conference receiving a grant funding from the Bureau of Reclamation to support one of our local water supply enhancement projects that's going to impact the water system. It's really great news for the city and our customers because it diminished the amount of impact on the rates for our customers for projects that are so needed to secure water in the area. That press event will be at 2 p.m. And it's going to recognize several areas and departments. It's a recognition of our leadership and commitment to our goal in ensuring sustainable and reliable water supplies for our city now and into the future. Great work by the water system and Salmo and his staff and keep pursuing these grants. We're doing the same in the power system, pursuing grants to help reduce the impacts of the necessary capital improvement projects on our ratepayers. We will share more details of that in the next board meeting. I also want to recognize Ben Chapman, who recently took over Julie Riley's position as our general counsel. Julie retired last Friday. Well-deserved retirement after, I think, 20-some years in the department. Ben has been an assistant general counsel for the past year and a half. He has over a decade of service with LA City Attorney Office and a great deal of experience with numerous high-profile lawsuits. Prior to being in the city, he was an associate attorney at Cooley LLC, where he handled class actions, lawsuits for large prominent companies. So welcome, Ben. We're very glad to have you. I'm very glad to have you and my team.
Appreciate it.
We also had our Lineman's Rodeo. So Power Systems, congratulations for that. That was May 18 at the Truesdale Training Center. It was hosted in conjunction with the IBW Local 18. We have more than 3,000 attendees and 11 utilities with competitors were represented. The competitions are pole climbing, Herman rescue, and hot sticking. And our winning LADWP crews were Evan Pierre, who placed first, and Benjamin Chapman, who placed second in the apprentice category. I love when they...
Not me. I wish.
A multi-skilled
Turn of events
counsel.
for me.
So apprentice category for those two, I love to see the apprentice category that you see the young people coming in through the trade and they do amazing work and there's so much pride in that. Evan Pierre again placed second on the written test competition, not an easy test. And then Tyler Scurria placed third in Herman Rescue and second place in the pole climb competitions. And then the team of Tom Crevier, Dustin Rose, and Jorge Jimenez placed first in the 4.8 kV that end change in the journeyman category. The winners will now move to the International Lineman Rodeo in Kansas City this October. It's another great competition. Hopefully I'll be able to attend that and support our teams. But this kind of events are really important, especially because it allows the public to better understand what our lineman trade does. But also it's a great way of advertising and marketing trades and jobs for LADWP. And we have a lot of opportunity for future linemen coming up as we transition to LA 100. And the more we can attract talent, the better. And this is a great opportunity to do so. Then I have a report on our employee resource groups. And so let me just start by asking Greg to talk about some of the ERGs, the present ERGs, and then I'll talk a little bit more about a new ERG that I want to introduce. So, Greg.
Thank you, Janice. And I just have two items here. One is in continuation and celebrating the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Month. And so on Thursday, May 30th, here in the JFB Auditorium at lunchtime, 11:30, we are hosting a fireside chat with city leadership and DWP leadership. This is in partnership with the Board of Public Works, Commissioner Susana Reyes. And so we are featuring speakers such as Carmen Chang, the incoming General Manager of LA Department of Neighborhood Empowerment, Steve Kang, Director of External Affairs, Koreatown Youth and Community Center, our very own Susana Reyes, Commissioner of the Board of Public Works, and our very own Louis Ting, Director of DWP Power Capital Projects and External Generation. And then finally, Abigail Topang Zielinski, founder of Zielinski Law. And so we'll hear from those speakers in our auditorium on Thursday at 11:30. And this is also in partnership with our employee resource group, Aspire, which supports our Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander employees. I do have a second item, and this is announcing our participation in the Pride Parade as we move into June in celebration of Pride Month. And we are looking to participate on Sunday, June 9th. And so for our employees who would like to participate, we do have an announcement that has been sent out that has a registration link, so we'll know who would like to be a part of the Pride Parade. And that'll be a great occasion to gather with friends and family and to show our pride on the Pride route. So with that, we will be working with our Pride Employee Resource Group to support that participation in the parade. So those are the two items, Janice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Greg. And last but not least, and really the most important item that I want to talk about today is Memorial Day celebration. Yesterday was Memorial Day, a real important day for recognition and remembrance of those that did the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our freedom and our Constitution. So for me, it's a very important day. I've served in the military for 19 and a half years, and every time I ask this in any meeting that I am, almost everybody, if not everybody, has a family member that has served, a family member that is currently serving, or a close friend or acquaintance that is serving or has served. So this day touches a lot of lives, but it's an important day to remember that a lot of people came before us for us to enjoy the freedom that we have today. We were scheduled to send a message out to the whole organization on Friday. We had a glitch with the system. We're sending the message today and acknowledging the glitch to our employees because this is a really important day for us. I also want to acknowledge there's 61 active U.S. service members working at LADWP. And I also want to support a newly formed ERG for the Veterans Support Military Employee Resource Group. So I want to introduce to the podium Carrie McCorkle, Corporal of U.S. Marine Corps. Carrie, you can correct your last name. And Dave Hansen, Electricians Mate First Class, Nuclear, U.S. Navy.
Thank you. Good morning. We're here today to represent the soldiers, sailors, and Marines and airmen at the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. We're both from the Department of the Navy. I represent the submarine community, and Carrie represents the men's department. That's a little Marine Navy joke. Thanks for tuning in. So Memorial Day is an American holiday observed on the last Monday of May. It honors the men and women who died while serving in the U.S. military. It was originally called Decoration Day and then later Flag Day, and then in 1971 became Memorial Day. So like our CEO said, there are currently 61 active duty service members here working at the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much. My last name is McCorkle, Kerry McCorkle, Corporal, United States Marine Corps. One of the proudest times of my entire life was my service to this country. And as you may or may not know, every Marine is a rifleman. But if you have a little bit of skills, you get to do something that's non-combat. My non-combat MOS was admin. I was an admin clerk. And because I wasn't horrible at math, they moved me into another job where I was probably one of the most popular Marines on base twice a month. I was a payroll clerk. And because I had some analytical skills, they moved me into another job where I was also very popular on base. I was a travel clerk. So as you travel on department business, you get an advance pay and you get reimbursed. That was the job that I did. So one of the things I just wanted to mention for those of us that are veterans, in nearly every occupation we have here at the department, there is almost an identical equivalent in the military service. And I think we can really do ourselves a great service by reaching out to veterans that can make a very smooth transition into the department. So again, it's been very proud to serve my country, and now for 34 years to serve this city and serve this department along with all of you. And I'm going to turn it back over to Dave.
So I was on nuclear submarines. I served out of Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and San Diego. I served on fast attack submarines. I'm part of the nuclear power propulsion program. We have a lot of former nuclear power folks currently at the ECC, the load dispatchers. A few years ago, they got wise to that and started advertising in the Navy Times for recruitment. So at one point, the senior load dispatcher told me they were going to have to start wearing uniforms at the ECC. There were so many squids. So my last tour of duty, I was a recruiter in the Inland Empire. That's kind of how I got to the department. So if anybody has men or women, children between the ages of 18 and 24, see me after. The veterans are experiencing approximately a 40% homelessness issue when people transition into civilian life. So it's definitely a crisis, and the military has taken steps to try to correct that. In the last few years, they've adopted capstone events. Now it's a 5-day mandatory class that every transitioning service member has to complete. It helps them complete job applications, how to fill out a resume, and recruiters are allowed to come to these events every month on base and recruit. And myself and a few other folks here from DWP have attended these events, and we have found some individuals at these events and got them onto the department. It takes a little bit with our civil service process, but we do actually have some wins. Like our CEO mentioned, we're going to be establishing the employee resource group, so there will be a bulletin coming out shortly for anybody that's interested in becoming a member. And also just being interested in veterans events overall. We're always looking to grow our veteran recruitment force that we send to places like Fleet Week. Our buddy in recruitment, Jennifer Shaw and Michael De Andrea, they definitely help us out with attending these events and setting it all up. So we provide the field personnel to attend these events. So we'll be looking at growing that group. Okay.
One of the things that probably excites me the most about the upcoming Veterans Employee Resource Group is I've partnered and worked with a number of veterans organizations. My Masonic Lodge, go and do volunteer service at the VA hospitals, just spending time with the veterans in the hospitals. I've been on a couple of Habitat for Humanity builds that were building homes for veterans to be alongside and helping a veteran build his own home. So the community service aspect of this ERG is one of the things that just has me the most excited. With a number of veterans in this department and a number of employees that have veterans in their family, I think we can do some tremendous work out in the community with our charitable service and our volunteer and community service. And I think also provides a really good internal social network, because there are veterans even amongst us that are still suffering and having issues. So having an employee resource group consisting of veterans to be to be a contact and a resource for our fellow members. I think we could also do a lot of good for each other and support each other.
So we're very excited to have this opportunity to come and address the board today on this topic. Thank you for acknowledging, thank you for establishing the employee resource group. I think that's a great thing that's long overdue. So thank you very much, Skipper.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for your service, too. I just want to acknowledge they also wear their service colors. So you got the Marines on the red and the Navy on the blue. So you guys did well. Good job.
And let me also add our thanks to our new GM for her service as well. Was it 19 years in the Navy?
19 and a half in the Coast Guard.
In the Coast Guard,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Don't tell that to David, because he'll give me some things to think about.
And let me also just, gentlemen, thank you for the presentation. If, you know, if there is something, I think the department has always done all it can do and should be doing, but if you see something that we're not or something that we can do better, please let us know, because we will do our best to rectify that as quickly as possible. We can't thank you and your fellow service members enough for the sacrifices and for the commitment, and we greatly appreciate it and are very grateful for it. So please, anything at all, let us know. All right. And apparently, going back to one of the stops on the tour we had last week at the ECC, you were right about the look of the nuclear scientists in there, all the short-sleeve white shirts and ties.
Yeah.
It looked like a scene out of an Oppenheimer movie, as you pointed out to them, which was kind of interesting. But it was a great tour and learned a lot from it, and continue to learn from that. And also extend all of our congratulations to Ben Chapman as well for being your first meeting as the official general counsel for LEDWP. One career of service, and we greatly appreciate your promotion and the fact that you're going to continue a great tradition here. And Julie has left you a big challenge in filling it in her job, but we are sure you're up to it and look forward to working with you closely. So Ben, welcome.
Thank you, Board President. Appreciate that.
President KATZ, we actually have a video on the Lineman's Rodeo that's about 2 minutes long. Would you let us show that?
Wait 1 sec.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do that now. The rodeo was quite, this is my first Lineman's Rodeo to be at, and while I was disappointed that you weren't climbing a pole, you know, no, it was fascinating. I mean, it was a great time, and I hope more people can see that to understand exactly how skilled those guys are. And it is quite, you know, we think we know, but until you watch it, it's really something else, and speaks to the skill level and the pride in that all these participants, all the gentlemen take in being able to climb those poles in a way that none of us would think possible. So please, Joe, go ahead.
Thank you.
We're so happy to be here. This is the day where our linemen show their skills, their trainings, and their camaraderie in a friendly competition to show us that how this work can be done safely. These are the men that actually keep the lights on in the city of Los Angeles.
I think it's what makes this event special is the fact that we have a cooperation between the department and the union putting this together, and the fact that our members can get out here and show their families exactly what they do on a daily basis, competing with other utilities, showing them why they're the best at what they do.
And it's just an opportunity for them to use those skills, sharpen those skills, and show off some of what they do, but do it in a safe way and using the same techniques and things that they would use out in the field in a real world scenario.
It's a great way to show these young kids what a career being a lineman can be. No, I think this event is amazing. I look forward to it every year, even though we don't get to see much of it because we're over here cooking and feeding the volunteers and the competitors. But just to seeing the people coming up to us and talking to us and telling us how thankful they are for what goes on here. So it's a great event.
I encourage everyone to have fun, but do it safely. And to our competitors, I want you to be safe, I want you to compete, and I want you to all the best.
It's amazing how much love there is within the brotherhood here, because they all look out for each other.
Thank you.
Wow, that was worth seeing.
Joe, thank you, and thank you for capturing it all and sharing it with us. And it was impressive to watch, and remember, we were watching it in ideal or close to ideal weather conditions. Those folks do it rain, wind, what have you, and still do that. And with the same level of skill and commitment. It's truly remarkable when you see it. And then you think about all the adverse conditions in which they also do an incredible job on behalf of all of us. And we are very grateful for them and their expertise. And they're willing to come in on a Saturday and prove it just because. So it was interesting to watch. So thank you. Thank you for that. Let's see, going through this. George, you had a comment you wanted to make on L3?
I think we pulled item L3, right?
We pulled it, but.
We're good, I'll wait until it gets reintroduced.
Okay. We can do that.
Do you want to do that?
That's fine. We can save it for next week.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll look at it.
We're going to duke it out over here, yeah.
All right. Got through here. Take care of that. Repair advocate.
We were going to make comments on item L3 saying we supported it and they had made some changes that we'd recommended, but we'll address that directly with those that are asking questions about L3.
All right, thank you. Anything else? That's it for you guys? All right. Management reports, nothing else. A motion on approving the minutes from the May 14th meeting.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second.
Second.
Any objection to all members present being recorded as aye votes? Seeing none, minutes are approved. Any
Five
motions
ayes,
for?
motion adopted.
Thank you. And motions for future consideration? None yet. Okay, neighborhood council reps.
No neighborhood councils or former positions were filed with the Board of Water and Power Commissioners at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shante. Items for approval, starting in L. The items for approval today are items 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 must be recused.
7 and, yeah.
I have to pull, sorry. I have to call it special so I can recuse myself from the travel one. So we'll do that one separate.
We'll make a note that NURIT will be recused on item 7.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we'll do.
otherwise, without objection, all member get a motion and a second. All members present voting aye on essentially the consent calendar.
I move to approve items 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
Second?
And 7. With the
I think
note.
7, I have to step out.
You have to call
It's
7
we
special.
have to do it special. Yeah.
We can't, Ben, we just can't,
No, you have to call it special, yeah.
okay.
Just process. Okay.
Well, no, we'll be special.
Second for items 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
All right. Without objection, those will all be adopted.
5 ayes, motion adopted.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now will you leave the room and be special so we can go ahead? Don't go far because this shouldn't take long. L7.
I move to adopt item
L3
L7.
and L7.
I move to adopt item L7.
Okay, with the note that
Yes, recused.
Henry is recused on item L7. Without objection, we have a motion and a second.
In a second.
We got, we have the second, but I'll second it.
Okay.
And all members present being aye vote, that passes.
Yes.
And L3,
4 ayes, motion adopted.
L3 we're deferring?
L3
Or are we calling it special?
well, it's special by, we're taking it however you want to, because you had some comments you wanted to make on it, and I wanted to make sure we got those in.
Okay, so we are doing item L3. Great. In that case, yes, some very brief comments. I think excited to see this move forward after, tremendous effort by the water system. I think this is a really important item in securing our water security in light of climate change here in Los Angeles. Getting this advanced water treatment facility in place as an experiment will allow us to really pave the way for our work with LA San on Hyperion. And since we have no formal sort of reporting mechanism, I wanted to use the opportunity of this meeting to make the rest of the commissioners aware of the work that NURIT and I have been doing with Susanna and Teresa on the Board of Public Works to coordinate the efforts of folks at LADWP and LA San on our sort of integrated approach to Operation Next and Hyperion 2030. NURIT, you want to offer some thoughts on how that's been going?
Sure, yeah, thank you. So just in terms of our report from this ad hoc committee on LADWP and Public Works Coordination, as Commissioner McGraw mentioned, we've been meeting regularly with Commissioners Susana Reyes and Teresa Villegas from the Board of Public Works, and DWP staff have been working closely with LA San staff as well to ensure integration and develop a more coordinated and cohesive vision for recycled water in the city of Los Angeles. And Salmo, did you want to add anything on that in terms of staff collaboration or any report out at this time?
Sure, absolutely. So staff has been working really diligently with LA San and the collaboration for Operation Next, but more so just in general for all the recycled water projects. The CEO mentioned some funding that we're getting today from the Bureau of Reclamation that actually has to do with the project at Tillman. It's a project that's going to be coming to this board later this year for final approval to move into construction. That's going to provide us with another 21,000 acre feet a year for groundwater recharge. That's a project in collaboration with LA San. We've been working with them on all their facilities, not only at the Hyperion, but at Tillman, Terminal Island, as well as LA Glendale facility. So I think the meetings have been very successful and productive, and we're finding that alignment that we need to make sure that we can deliver Operation Next, which is going to really be the next frontier for the city of LA when it comes to water supply. So thank you.
So I know as a board, we remain really committed to this goal in the Green New Deal and the plan to get us to 70% local water by 2035, and our work on Operation Next and our coordination, our close coordination through the city family with LA San is a really big part of that effort so that we can get at first, indirect reuse and eventually, hopefully, direct potable reuse of some of these, these incredible resources we have, which is, our wastewater, a lot of which is currently flowing out to the Santa Monica Bay. 100% of that recycled by 2035. And we're so happy to have the leadership of a new CEO to help us get there.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you very much for your leadership on this in water and the close coordination. We are all one city and working towards an equitable, resilient future together. President KATZ, since this was called special and not pulled, do we want to give OPA a moment? It sounded like you had some considerations, Fred, that you wanted to share for this item.
Well, it worked successfully in the way we prefer. We were able to discuss this with the team doing this, and beforehand, we had some concerns about the pricing of potable water. They addressed the potable water issue, and it's updated in this. We just wanted to make sure that when potable water was needed as replacement because of if any issue occurs with the quality or the quantity of recycled water, that potable water is priced at a potable water price. That was addressed, and we're happy with the result.
So those amendments are already built into the board letter that we have here?
Already built into the board level.
Great, thanks, Fred.
Letter.
Okay.
And agreement.
How else would it have been priced?
Discounted.
Thank you.
which we felt was inappropriate. Because this is, in a form, a demo project. And while people dream that any interruptions would only be short, it's a demo project. You never know.
Yeah.
All right. So then motion to approve item 3?
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
I think someone had a
Yeah, I
comment
do
as
have
well.
something
yeah.
I wanted
Then
to
I have a
add.
comment.
So the reason why, I'm the one that asked for the item to be pulled, the reason why I noticed an inconsistency between the board letter and the resolution.
So did I, in some way.
Okay.
You and I see the same
So
thing.
it is
then.
pulled,
I was
not
just about
called
to say that.
special.
Yeah,
Sorry
so
for the
I would
confusion.
ask if the item could be deferred so we can correct that inconsistency. Board letter says one thing, the resolution has slightly different language, which speaks to the issue of the rates. So I want to make sure we get that correct.
Correct.
Can we orally amend them to coincide with each other and pass them today?
We could, but I don't know I'm not sure what the correct rate is supposed to be, and
I
I
know
would
what
like
the
to.
correct rate
You
should
do?
be.
Okay. I
Yeah.
wanted to have a chance to talk to someone first, but
Yeah, we can have that conversation.
yeah, why don't we do that? And we'll put it,
The 2-week delay won't affect anything?
No, I already talked to staff and asked that question. They said it will not cause any significant issues.
All right. In that case, we'll pull it, let you guys get together on the language.
Thank you.
And pick it up next time.
Okay.
Okay, appreciate that. Any other comments on that, or not? Okay, so moving along, moving right along. Thank you for that, and
I think that takes us to closed.
all right, we're going to recess for closed session. Go into closed session, just so Ben can do that for his first time. And we have some items to take up also.
yeah. No, I even wrote it down, just so I wouldn't mess it up. All right, the board shall recess into closed session for a conference with legal counsel regarding the items listed in Agenda M. The board shall publicly report any action taken in closed session, and the vote or abstention of every member present thereon in accordance with section 54957.1 of the California Government Code.
All right,
See
we
you in
will
the
be back
conference
in a
room.
couple of minutes. Back room, please.
Okay.